You need to keep your audience engaged. Well, that's obvious, and it's also easier said than done. If you are giving a presentation at the very end of a really long and exhausting day filled with lots of presentations, then it's going to be nearly impossible to keep your audience engaged. There is no magic formula to help keep every audience engaged all the time. But there are some things you can do to help keep their attention. One is to use the trick that I discussed earlier in this course, which is to build up and then resolve conflict using the 5-stage arc of storytelling. Another thing you can do to help maintain engagement is to present in an enthusiastic fashion with a modulated tone of voice. If you present the data like this and keep going on softly and monotonously, then I guarantee that nearly the entire audience will tune out within the first minute of your presentation. You need to exaggerate your intonation and pitch modulation a little bit beyond how you feel like you would normally talk. On the other hand, it shouldn't sound too extreme, otherwise the audience is going to think there's something seriously wrong with you. So you need to exaggerate your voice and exaggerate your enthusiasm only a little bit, but not too much. If you have the luxury of giving a presentation in front of other people, then you should spend some time looking around the room to make eye contact. You can also use this as an opportunity to check in on your audience. You'll see if they're still paying attention, or if you seem to be losing them, or if they're finding some particular piece of data a little bit confusing, and you should spend some more time explaining that piece of data. There are several other things that you can do to help keep your audience engaged that depend on a lot of situational factors and context. Some of these things I talked about previously in the course, or will talk about in the next several videos, such as audience participation, humor, and telling anecdotes. If you feel like you are losing the audience and you don't have their full attention, one thing you can do is to pause your presentation at the next convenient opportunity and ask your audience whether everything is clear or whether they have any quick questions or would like some points of clarification. Even if no one answers, just posing the question to them will cause them to redirect their attention back to the presentation and the content of the presentation.